Alright, Schlockmeister fans. It's time for Assault of the Killer Bimbos! Let's check it out. This is Peaches. She's a stripper. Although she never actually takes her clothes off.
Hey, Peaches, baby! Got a professional show.
And this is Lulu. She wants to become a stripper.
Miss Malone, I could go and Pocahontas this place. I could do that for you.
Nuts. Come on, kid, don't be stupid.
Please, Miss Malone, please, Mr. Shifty Joe.
So Lulu goes on, but she's horrible. She doesn't take her clothes off either. That's Vinny. He's a gangster of some sort. Shifty Joe is going to fire the two girls.
You are both fired. Now get the fuck out of my club. You stupid bimbos.
Well, let me tell you something, Jack. You can't fire us because we quit.
Dirty Louie.
Well, Vinny takes out Shifty Joe. And not only that, he plants the gun in the girls.
Hold this. It's your tip, sweetheart.
Who will now become our main suspects.
What the fuck?
In a very similar car to Thelma and Louise, our girls...
Protect him, that's what I did.
Peaches apparently is a felon on the run already.
And then he accuses me of assault battery. Oh, wow. So then what'd you do? Well, I skipped bail. I got the hell out of town, and then I just started over in Vegas, you know, and
Police in Los Angeles are investigating the murder of underworld figure Shifty Joe Malone, who was gunned down in his nightclub last night. The suspects in the case, two female go-go dancers, were last seen in a purple and black striped skin-tight party dress and a two-piece light blue ruffled top and skirt.
Yowabunga.
They're on the run,
Beach around here, girls.
and they meet some surfers
That's funny. I like that. I'll tell my buddies that.
in the middle of the desert.
Dude, what are you doing? Dude, come on, desert chicks, surfer dudes, chips, salsa, cuervo. Trust me.
They meet Darlene, the waitress.
So, where are y'all headed? Mexico? We're fugitives. I mean, we're on vacation. Vacation? Oh, we...
Two under arrest. Hands up fast.
trust me, Darlene.
Oh no, a bimbo with a gun.
Drop that whip.
They manage to escape, shit out the cop's tire, and they end up taking Darlene with them, who honestly decides she likes them and wants to stay. They end up running into the surfers again.
Hi. Hi.
He looks like he's 50.
My name's Lulu.
Yeah, from the truck stop.
Yeah.
They run into some car trouble, which gives us a wonderful thumbnail.
Try and sell us a lousy rebuild, huh? How many suckers you ripped off with that lousy line, you crummy creep? Yeah, you crummy creep. Trying to take advantage of three helpless girls? Yeah!
I know who you are. You're them killer bimbos the police are looking for. Help!
Even though they're on the run, there's always time to pull over for a picnic and a makeover. We have a couple of boob scenes here I can't show you. They help an older couple fix their car.
Authorities are warning motorists to be on the lookout for three beautiful women of Plymouth Fury, the so-called killer bimbos, who have been loose on a rampage of mayhem and murder since evading police in Los Angeles late yesterday evening.
Just keep the pedal off the metal till she's good and warmed up, okay, Pops?
You put your hands in the car and spread them. Ooh.
They get stopped by Eddie Deason. You have the right to remain sexy.
Well, what are you waiting for? Aren't you gonna read us our rights?
They manage to overpower them and take off.
Walter, let me have that. This is car 19er in hot pursuit of the killer bimbos. Put it away, Walter.
Yeah,
unlike Thelma and Louise, they actually make it to Mexico.
Senor?
First stop, Jalapeno. And these guys.
These look great. Ooh, the men look great. Check out.
Unbeknownst to them, Vinny is also in Mexico.
Oh, yeah? Well, did Vinny have something that will entertain you?
Yeah? What's that?
He said,
The ladies get themselves a hotel, though.
doesn't need to wear any makeup. What kind of smart aleck remark is that? Good-looking babes don't need makeup.
You guys, I think we ordered a room service gigolo.
Well, what do we do now?
Listen, you know what? All of us three girls have a headache, isn't that something?
Vinny comes around. The girls spot him, but he put Darlene on him because he doesn't know who Darlene, but he does know these two. But Vinny overpowers them.
So, you thought you were gonna pull one over on Big Vinny, huh? Huh?
You bimps don't know who you're dealing with.
Got it backwards.
But then the surfers show up.
Officer Arbery!
Everybody, reach for the sky.
The cop from the diner also shows up. The girls find Vinny's coat after he's taken away, and he's got a shit ton of cash.
Holy cow, what a wad! This must be the money he got for offing Shifty Joe! Every beach between
The
here
girls
and South
decide
Florida.
to take the money and go on vacation.
Beach money routine.
And the surfers come along too. And that's our movie.
Hey, honey, did you pack my jams?
Hey, babe, pass me another cone out of the cooler.
Alright, let's talk about Assault of the Killer Bimbos. Fantastic title. You know, I saw this movie back in the late 80s when I originally taped it. I think I may have taped it off of one of the movie channels, or maybe I actually rented it and copied it. I'm not sure. And I think I saw this again in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I haven't seen it since. But I've forgotten how much I actually enjoyed this movie. Or maybe I didn't enjoy it as much back then, but I enjoyed the hell out of it today. It's a silly comedy, to be sure. But it was kind of well done. I kind of enjoyed it. So anyway, first of all, let's just look at what the cover says here. There's a quote from Joe Bob Briggs. It says, "Thelma and Louise is a dead ringer for Assault of the Killer Bimbos. Let history record that Assault was first." And it was. It's a very similar plot, actually. And according to IMDb, the actress Elizabeth Caton, who played Lulu, said that the filmmakers told her that after Thelma and Louise came out, they thought about suing because the plot was so similar, but they decided it would probably be too costly and not worth their time, so they didn't. But anyway, Lulu and Peaches are two strippers at this strip joint, and their boss, Shifty Joe, gets murdered by this guy named Vinny. Now, Vinny pins it on the two ladies by giving them the gun, then taking off. Then when everybody else comes in, they see a dead Shifty Joe and the girls with a gun in their hands. So the girls take off in the car, which looks very similar to Thelma and Louise's car, by the way. Blue. I don't know what kind of car it was, but it was a convertible. And they were driving. Their goal was to get to Mexico, which, again, like Thelma and Louise. Also, Peaches. The one stripper was named Peaches, and that was what Michael Madsen's nickname for Susan Sarandon was in Thelma and Louise. Go figure. So anyway, they're off to Mexico, and they're being pursued by the cops and whoever else. There's announcements on the radio about these killer bimbos who are on the loose. They end up picking up this waitress at this truck stop, and she joins them because she has nothing better to do, really. And they run into these surfer guys who are constantly being run into by them as well. Ultimately, they do make it to Mexico, though. They make it to Mexico, and unbeknownst to them, Vinny, the actual killer, is also in Mexico, and he's not far away from them. The surfer guys end up coming to Mexico at some point, too, unbeknownst to them as well. So anyway, the girls get a hotel room, and they eventually find out that Vinny is there, and Darlene, who is the waitress who Vinny has not seen, is... she kind of sets them up, and then the two girls run in and they kind of attack. And they jump on top of Vinny and they take him out. And but Vinny then overtakes them with a gun and has them there. And then the surfers come in, they distract them, and then one of them attacks Vinny, and then basically Vinny and his girl are overtaken. Cop comes in, and Vinny is taken away, arrested, whatever, they're gone. So the girls are fine, and they're innocent, and they find a wad of money in Vinny's coat, which they decide to keep for themselves. So there you go. They decided then to take that money, and they're going to go on a vacation and just hit every beach in Mexico, apparently. And the surfer guys are going to join them as well. And that's pretty much our film. So anyway, that is Assault of the Killer Bimbos. And again, I enjoyed this quite a bit. It was just kind of fun. It was stupid and silly, but very entertaining. Eddie Deason makes an appearance in this as well. Lulu was played by the actress Elizabeth Caton. I know I've seen her in a few things before, but I'm not exactly sure what. Everybody else, I had no idea who they were. But anyway, that's it. Assault of the Killer Bimbos. I seem to remember the VHS tape. At the very end of the... Yeah, obviously I rented this movie because I saw the end of the tape. At the very end of the tape, there was like a promo. One of the actresses, or maybe there's a couple of them, talking about the bimbo craze that had taken over the nation. And I think there was you could order like the soundtrack album or something like that. I was hoping that would be at the end of this DVD somewhere too, but alas, it was not. But that does exist if you have the VHS tape of Assault of the Killer Bimbos. So anyway, there you go. I have the DVD here. To my knowledge, it's not available on Blu-ray. It's put out by Cult Video. The quality looks as good as it's going to look. It looks pretty good, actually. So anyway, a couple of nude scenes thrown in, and that's it. Check it out. Let me know what you think about Assaults of the Killer Bimbos. Watch it. Bye.